Ladies and gentlemen from the flight blog, Cap Mock speaking. Welcome to another edition of Word on the Ramp, our periodic roundup of all cool things aviation. Our top story, the U.S. Senate unanimously passed the Pilot's Bill of Rights 2, which will now go to the House for consideration. AOPA President Mark Baker said, "This is an enormous step toward getting long-awaited third-class medical reforms." Word on the ramp is, the bill includes a number of protections for pilots facing FAA enforcement actions. Legendary pilot Bob Hoover chronicles his fight with the FAA in the upcoming documentary Let Bob Fly. As Hoover himself said, "This is America, and my sense of patriotism requires me to question authority and right the wrongs I see." The final result of last year's AirAsia 8501 crash have been released. The KNKT, the Indonesian equivalent of the NTSB, cited multiple issues from mechanics to training to pilot error. I recently co-authored an analysis of the findings with A330 Captain Bill Palmer, author of Understanding Air France 447. Our article, entitled "Pull Down! Harsh Lessons from the AirAsia 8501 Accident," will appear in the April edition of Airways magazine, hitting stands worldwide in February. While the issues are too deep to be covered here, pilots, don't forget your basics. Trust your instruments. Communicate clearly with your crew. Follow SOPs. Never play mechanic in flight. And always, first and foremost, fly the airplane. Want to know what planes are flying overhead? There's an app for that. Wolfram Alpha accesses multiple databases such as the CIA World Factbook to quickly churn out answers to just about anything. Now, if it would only tell you what sinister chemicals are being dumped on you with those nefarious chemtrails. Video of the week comes from multiple blog buddies who share the spectacular landing at Frankfurt Airport, and be sure to click on the link for more surprises on the taxi in. Sketch of the week comes from Tony R. of Air Traffic Control's typical reply to pilot requests: unable! 'Tis the season for greeting cards, and our official photo of the week comes from self-proclaimed avgeeks Chris and Mickey G, who share their Christmas card, chronicling some of their many aviation adventures this year. 'Tis also the season for heartwarming stories, and we got plenty, starting with this one from Air India, who saved a critically ill man on a wing and a prayer by rushing a beating heart to him just in time to save his life. Another heartwarming miracle is this video of a blind man fulfilling his dream of flying a plane. By using new technology to counteract his macular degeneration, Pilot Mark was able to fulfill his childhood dream. Last but not least, this tearjerker story from a pilot who, during boarding, allowed a young visitor named Sam to start one of their engines. Later, the crew found out Sam had been returning from chemotherapy. The doctor had given Sam only a few more months to live, but his visit to the cockpit that day had fulfilled Sam's dream of becoming an airline pilot. Congratulations to Fernando B. on his ATP and RJ type rating, Kareem E. on passing several CFI ratings and bagging a flight instructor job, and Eduardo U. on his CFI, Justin L. on his commercial multi-license, Kyle J. on his CPL, Junior M. and Lindsay G. on their private pilot licenses, and Ryan A. and Alec L. on their solos. Finally, kudos to American Airlines and hundreds of volunteers for the annual Snowball Express, using actual airliners to fly children and family of fallen veterans to the North Pole, aka Dallas-Fort Worth, for a week of holiday activities. And also this year, I'll be once again joining Pilots for Kids Phoenix chapter to hand out toys to kids at local children's hospitals. This broadcast is dedicated to blog buddy Ross McDee's grandfather, World War II vet Seaman First Class Edwin Hamilton, aboard the USS Bennett in the South Pacific. Hamilton was honored at this year's Pearl Harbor Day commemoration at the Arizona Memorial in Hawaii. Here he is atop a Harley used in the hit movie Pearl Harbor starring Ben Affleck, which could be the very same Harley Lieutenant Hamilton had ridden back in the day. Mr. Hamilton, America is honored and grateful for your service. Finally, in honor of Mr. Hamilton and all veteran service, enjoy this amazing cockpit footage of the Navy Blue Angels in action, shared by Mike L. of South Africa. From Team Ox, have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year. This is Captain Ox, peeling off. And action.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is Captain Dylan. I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This is Captain Dylan and
Captain Ox.
signing off.